If you've suffered from back pain, you know how it limits your lifestyle. Well, what you might not know is that you can free yourself from the pain by learning how to stand, sit, and even sleep properly. Take a look. Your daily habits may be setting you up for a lifetime of pain. There's a wrong way to lift heavy things and a right way. There's even a wrong and a right way to get out of your car. Lisa Marone has been a physical therapist for over 20 years. She'll motivate you to make minor changes in your posture so you'll live pain-free from head to toe. Well, that's what we want. We want to live well from head to toe. So please welcome to the 700 Club physical therapist, Lisa Marone. Lisa, good to see you.
Hey, nice to see you.
And I can't tell you how, as soon as you walked out, I instantly wanted to stand up straight.
People usually do.
Yeah, so let's talk about neck and back pain and actually the correlation with posture.
Certainly. There are 3 causes that people have neck pain and back pain. The first is due to bad posture.
Gotcha.
The second is due to tight structures in the body. It might be muscle, maybe ligaments, joint capsules, even scar tissue from old surgeries.
Gotcha.
The third reason is disc degeneration. The discs in their back or neck tend to break down because of bad postures again and bad lifting techniques.
Okay, so posture. Let's start with the core of everything is how we stand.
The core of everything is how we stand.
Right.
We'd like to look at the body as a tower of blocks like you built when you were a child. We always place the blocks squarely one upon the other. So we're going to do that here. The first block is going to be your foot block.
Okay.
The way that you should place your feet is squarely underneath your hips.
All right.
Now, not your hips out here, but your hips here, right in the center of your thigh.
So in other words, where the hips should be, not where the hips are.
Yes. And that would place about 4 to 6 inches of distance between your heels.
Okay, now what?
The second block is your pelvis.
So is this when I'm, okay, all right.
Okay,
gotcha.
so instead of sliding your pelvis forward or hanging back like this in a tucked position, you want to have your pelvis lined up over your ankles.
All right.
With a little bit of a forward tip, so you maintain a natural arch in your low back.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Do I look like I'm doing it correctly?
You look perfect.
All right, good answer.
Shoulder block, that's the third block, and that gets stacked on top of your pelvis.
Okay.
In order to get your shoulders in the right position, the first thing that you would do is raise your shoulders up towards your ears.
Yeah.
Draw them back behind you.
Gotcha.
And then just let them lower towards the floor. So they're in a down and back position rather than an up and forward position where oftentimes people tend to be.
And this is, I'm standing, am I walking, am I talking like this?
Yes.
I'm scared to kind of move. But okay. So
I'm standing that way and I'm talking to you and moving, so it's fine.
There you go. Okay.
The last block, the head block, you just line that right up over your shoulders. It slides back a little bit and tips forward slightly.
Cool. All right, so this is how we stand. How do we sit? And I guess people sit improperly, right?
Correct. Before you sit down, I just want to point out something that will help you to sit properly is a wedge-shaped cushion like this.
Okay.
When you sit on this wedge-shaped cushion, it's going to create that natural arch in your low back.
All right.
So have a seat here.
All right.
Okay.
Now,
as you normally sit, you have only one foot on the ground. So for your back's sake, we want to put both feet on the ground.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that you have your feet supported on the ground. So if you're small like me and your chair tends to be too high, you can put a book or something under it so that you have that support.
Under your feet?
Under your feet.
Oh,
so as long as your feet have contact with something, it'll reduce the pressure in your discs by almost half.
Gotcha. You know, some of the time that I get the most back pain is when I'm in my office and I'm editing and I'm at the computer and I'm typing like this. I start to feel fatigue in my lower back and sometimes even my shoulders.
Correct.
So what will help that?
So this wedge cushion will help keep your low back arched.
Gotcha.
Your shoulders will be in that block tower. It'll be lined up over there.
Gotcha.
Now, if you happen to be doing a lot of desktop surface work, you can use something like this. This is called a desktop slant board. And this slant board raises the work up towards you so you don't need to hang your head down over it.
Okay, that's a good idea. So it's more in line. So because it's in line, that if I'm up in correct position, I'm not leaning, I'm not, you know, I'm more straight.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
Correct. Your eyes seek to be perpendicular with whatever you're looking at. So if it's lying flat on the table, you're going to drop your head and shoulders forward.
Gotcha. All right. Now, whenever I think about neck and back pain, I think about the mattress, not necessarily the posture. I think, okay, I must have the wrong mattress or it must be too old and that's why it hurts. But that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah. Certainly a very old mattress should be replaced maybe after 10 years.
Gotcha.
But I've had people replace their mattresses and still have pain, change their pillows like we're going to do, and their pain goes away. So let's get to that.
Best way to sleep?
Best way to sleep is side lying. So
Okay.
why don't you lie down on your side?
Well, I'm going to take my shoes off because
please do.
my mother's always taught me never to, don't put your shoes on the bed.
On the bed. So
All
when
right.
you lay down, this is a body pillow.
Okay.
Okay. It's not imperative you could use multiple pillows, one between your legs and one up here.
Gotcha.
The body pillow is a great way to lie down. So lie your head straight down that way. And what you can see is when you're lying with your leg up here, your back is in neutral, you're not twisted to drop this leg down, you're not tempted to draw your knees up to your chest in a fetal position.
Yeah.
So it's really protective for your back. What's important about this aspect, and you can even draw this up a little closer to your chest.
Yeah, but if I do, girl, I'm just about to go to sleep, so you keep on talking.
That top arm is now supported.
Okay.
So if you have neck pain or shoulder pain, that top arm doesn't drop towards the bed.
So in other words, it sounds to me that as long as we keep our spine and body and head all aligned, then that's when we alleviate the back and neck pain. Is that correct?
The last important point is that your pillow height
Gotcha.
needs to be high enough to fill up the space between your shoulder and your head, and you want the bridge of your nose to be perpendicular or parallel, excuse me, with your breastbone.
This is a lot to think about while you're sleeping. I just want you to understand the concept. Just a lot to think about. Okay, so before I go to sleep, because I'm so comfortable, let's talk about your book. You actually have a book, and it's called Overcoming Back and Neck Pain. Well, the question is, how did you decide to write it? Or why? Not how, but why?
God had shown me that there was much of his army that was sidelined because of physical pain and disability. And so he wanted me to get the message across to believers that his first and primary commandment was to love your God, and one of those aspects was with all your strength. So by caring for our bodies, by healing and maintaining our physical health, it's a way in which we express our love to God.
Brilliant. And I love the fact that the scripture says we perish for lack of knowledge, so hopefully we just imparted knowledge on you. Yeah, right? Yes. Lisa, thank you so much. Lisa's book is filled with so much more information on exercises, and it is called Overcoming Back and Neck Pain, and it's available nationwide. And by the way, we also have a free fact sheet for you. I don't have a hard copy, but oh, there it is. My bad. I do.
And each of these items, this body pillow, this wedge cushion, the desktop slant board, they're all available on my website, which is restoringyourtemple.com.
Brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. We have the book, we have the fact sheet. So once again, for the fact sheet, don't forget it's free. All you have to do is just call 1-800-716-FACT, or you can always log on to CBN.com as well. Lisa, thank you so much again. Blessings to you, girl.
You're welcome.
Pat, headed